Ezzy, Pezzy, Lemon, Chezzy. If you received a card that looks like this, or like this,
then you have come to the right place. Congratulations.
So, Cub, get a look at this, right? That's INS4.
Yes.
And then we went above it and looked at the mini path that was. So I went from INS3 and then I came out into INS4, which is right there. And then there was that one that I came out of from INS3, and then there was another one in the wall, and that was just the two things in INS4.
Yes.
In the Operation INS4 hour-and-a-half video that I made at the very end, where I took a bunch of selfies, there were two that I took into that pipe to try and get you guys to see it, but I couldn't see far enough down it. But we just found it above ground, and we looked at it into the top so we could see it in the wall from the top and not it in the wall from right in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked where it was pointing, and it was pointing right here.
So this one.
And now, if you look at it,
I don't have to flash look at it because it's dull.
if you look down in here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is INS5, people. INS5. All right, there's INS4 down there where we just were. So that one in the wall, right there, is the one that I was trying to take a picture through. That's the same one. It has to be. So then it ramps off 3 more times. So if I were to go to INS4 and then go in the minipath to INS5, this is what I would see. I would come out that pipe there, and then I would go in here to INS5, see that there's 1, 2, and 3 pipes going in 90-degree angles like that. And I'm betting that that front one goes right to here, this short one right here. And if you look in here, if you guys can see anything, there's probably one in the wall right there. I can't really see it. Cub. Okay, I just stuck this phone down into it and didn't drop it. That was insane. That was like me sticking a phone halfway through it, but in here. So, I'm gonna actually try to get it from here. There it is, bruh. And then there's another one. So, that one, so it comes here and then it branches off into 3. That front one is there, is that one in the wall right there. That's the same one. And then there was also, there's also one in the wall that goes that way. So at this point, we're at like INS6 or 7. Think about it. INS4, INS5, and then I just linked it to that place. This is INS7, bro. Look at that. And then that goes in to who knows where. And we have these 2 side ones in INS5. Not even to the INS6 mini path now. We're at Sector 7, this means.
Yeah.
Like, are you understanding this, guys? This progress right here? Imagine if I actually were to go the whole thing underground. Starting at point A, right? Going all the way Sector 1 to INS1, traveling through Sector 2 to INS2, Sector 3, or Path G, to INS3, which is way over there. We just tried to go over there, but couldn't, because it was a freaking swamp. But then, you go all that distance to INS4, like way that way to way all the way over here, right in front of us. And that's INS4. And then in the INS4 mini path, or Sector 5, to INS5. And then you have 3 points. These two are probably gonna have to find more leads. But the front one of which goes this way into INS6. And INS6 and INS5 are literally right here. So I don't know if it should be called INS6. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Maybe we're still gonna have INS4 be INS4. And this is definitely INS5 because it's definitely an intersection with 4 things in it. And then it goes to here where there's only 2, like INS4, but I don't know if it should have to have more than just like 1 pipe with a room in it to be an intersection. Maybe it should have to have like 3 to be an intersection because you have to come from 1 and then have at least 2 options. Whatever, no. Well, actually, I don't know, because INS5 and INS6 would be right here. So I don't know if it would be worth having 2 intersections just for like 4 meters when INS2 and 3 are like a kilometer apart. Not even like exaggerating though, like. Okay. So guys, at this point, we're going farther above ground than we ever have below ground. I've been to INS4 the whole distance from point A. I'm talking like freaking hours of just traveling underground. But I've never actually gone into the mini path that leads to here. So I've never been in here below ground. I don't even know if we should. Like, cause they all look this. All the intersections look pretty much the same. I mean, they all look completely different. But once you get to past INS3, like INS4, 5, and 6, all look very similar. And you know, anything else that it would offer would just be mini paths and more skateboarding. So I would have to get up into INS4 and then pick it up and put it in to the INS4 mini path or sector 5 and go to INS5 and come out in here and then skateboard out into there and then pick one of these paths, probably the front one, and then go over there. Stick it up through there, take a couple pictures, see if the landscape matches. Or it could split off somehow. I don't know, you don't know. But I'm fairly certain that this goes to there, and these are connected. And then we just have those 2 that I would have to get out into here and then skateboard into. This is, like, I may be just spitting a bunch of nonsense to you guys if you're not, like, actually following. And that's fine, because this is confusing me at some points. Like, it's so freaking complicated, dude. I don't know how to, like, map this out. I might do a video where I just work on the map and then just get it up to date, because we're, like, way behind on the map that's the poster in my room. But this is insane. I don't know if I should go... We might just have to go in through INS4. And then go to INS5 because... Actually, no, screw that. We just go into INS5 because I don't even think we could get in through to INS4. It's like bolted on. But INS5, this one, maybe we could get through it above ground. And that would be our best bet, because otherwise our only other option to do anything farther than our record below ground, our only other option to do that would be to go the whole distance from point A, all 4 sectors, to freaking INS4, or all 4 sectors would be here. This is the end of, wait, no. That's the end of sector 4, INS4. This right here, I'm standing on top of INS5, which is the end of sector 5. But if that was INS6, then this would be a whole sector right here. And then INS2 to INS3, or path G, would be a sector. I want to go to Google Maps and then like record it for you guys, like actually me going on it and not Noah, so that you can actually see an overhead view of this in addition to the map, so that it isn't like super confused. Maybe that'll alleviate some of the confusingness of this.
Dude, we can do that now, actually, and then we could just like record it.
Yeah, you want to just head to my house and just get out a bunch of papers?
Let's do it.
All right. See you on the way home. It's been a good day. Noah, if you're watching this, thank you for sending me those screenshots.
We have found
because we literally found INS4 above ground. And I talked it over with Cub. We were trying to see how we could end season 2, because that one has been kind of long, and we wanted to start season 3. And I was like, well, how did we end season 1? And then we looked back, and it was just, we ended it on the 30th episode, so it was just literally 30 episodes, season 1. And we ended it with finding everything from point A to ladder 2 above ground, and then INS3 below ground, and nothing past that. And that was how season 1 ended. And then season 2 started with just well, the first kind of first like 7 episodes or something. The first like 5 episodes of season 2 was just like getting acquainted with it and seeing how everything is doing since the summer before that, throughout the whole school year, stuff like that, you know. So I don't know if that's gonna work, Cub.
Maybe.
Man, I'm getting thirsty. It's freaking talking a lot. Good thing I have freaking ice cold crisp water in there. So
Let's get to your house and let's start mapping.
yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we were debating whether or not when we should make the shift from season 2 to season 3. And me and Cub have made an agreement to do it when we find INS4 below ground. So Operation INS4, that hour and a half video, is going to be the season finale of season 2. And then finding INS4 above ground, which is this video, is going to be the season premiere of season 3. And then we're gonna later episode like 2 and 3 of season 3 is gonna be more mapping of past everything that I just explained. INS 5 and 6 and sector 7 and all this. Dude, I can't keep track. I don't know though, because we might go back to INS4 below ground, but the thing is, it's just so long, and like we're right here. We'd have to go literally, it'd take us an hour just to get through that grate. Just to get to on the other side of that grate. And then just to verify that it goes to there, which we already probably know, and then it goes to there. And then wherever these two go, and then wherever that one goes. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. See you at the house. So here's what I'm thinking. The initial plan was to go in and go to INS4, whereas our record below ground right now, currently, and then go past there, underground. But now, there's kind of really no need to do that because we just found it above ground and like 2 more intersections after that.
Mm-hmm.
But then what's after that? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We have to actually, like,
We have to make a plan.
not only does INS5 have those 2 on the side that we have no idea where they go, but it has the front one that leads to INS6, which has 1 tube that goes straight out. So we have 3 loose ends that are like at the end of it, and that's our record. And I don't know, because to go past there, we pretty much would have to go from like ladder 2 at least.
Mm-hmm.
We would have to execute the record distance method. I want that big record distance method, okay? So this is the protocol. This is how you get from point A to our record distance that we've ever seen of the storm drain. This is the latest knowledge of all of our storm drain doings throughout 3 years of studying this thing. This is what we've came up with. The way to get from that point over there,
The way over there.
from point A to as far as we've ever seen of the storm drain, this is what you need. Step 1. 2 people need to go to point A with the following equipment: a skateboard, high quality, knee pads and elbow pads, water bottles, optional, and sandals. This is the most important part, because Sector 1 is easy to make it through, and so is Sector 3. Sector 2 is one of the most difficult places to make it through. The 2 people need to be preferably under 5'10", and one of them needs to be skinny like me so that they can fit in the INS3 mini pack. If you're taller than 5'10", it is possible to make it through Delta, to make it through Sector 2.
No, but dude, my bag is gonna suck. I don't know how I'm gonna get through.
From here.
I might need someone to grab my bag though.
We only know that because Cub's done it and he's 6'2", but you have to like pretty much army crawl. If you want to make it through there without getting mud everywhere on you, you're probably gonna want to be short for it to be comfortable at all. The sandals need to be 100% waterproof, no like Velcro straps or anything like beach sandals. They need to be 100% rubber and waterproof like this one. All right, it's just one piece of rubber. You need to have no socks and shorts so that pretty much you're waterproof. You're able to be completely submerged in water up to like halfway up your shin. Preferably have it up to your knee just so you're prepared. The water only goes up to there, but you know, you need to think about the value of your clothes. Even though you usually would have like bad old clothes. I mean, if you're gonna go in here, whatever, it's not my fault that you freaking got your pants wet, whatever. But once you make it through Sector 2, Sector 3 is a breeze. It's not really a breeze because it takes, like, anyone of any size could go through there. But you couldn't actually get to that point unless you actually went through Sector 1 and 2, or you just drop down at one of the ladders or something. But that would be sketchy. So then you're at INS2 now. Then, next step, you travel Sector 3. That's just easy. Taking all the equipment. Once you're at the end of Sector 3, you're at INS3. Then, you set up base camp there. This is going to consist of preparing for what's called the launch. The launch is the beginning of the travel of Sector 4 from INS3 to INS4, which is Sector 4, or the INS3 mini path. Now, to prepare for the launch or set up base camp at INS3, you need to do the following. Have the skinny person that's going in get on the knee pads and elbow pads, and someone needs to place the skateboard in the mini path, and the skinny person that's going in sticks their head in and pretty much just crawls in so that their waist is at the cutoff point of the mini path. And they need to lay down on the skateboard. And then the person that's not going in grabs their ankles and lifts them up so that their body's just parallel to the ground. And then they roll in to the point where they're all the way in and they can just roll all the way through. That is very important because I don't know that it's possible. It's probably, I think it's possible to go into the INS3 mini path by yourself with no one to help you at INS3, but it'd be pretty difficult. You have to be a freaking acrobat or something. I don't know. So that's important. And then once they're in the mini path, the person in INS3 needs to stay there and wait till they come back so they can do that pretty much that exact same thing just in reverse. So they can wheel themselves out and then they can catch their legs and then pull them out until their waist is at the thing. And then they lower their legs on the ground and then they can climb out. That's at the end though. At the beginning, when you help them in, that's the launch. You can see me and Cub doing that now.
Let's do this. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Tell me when you're good.
Okay, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Woo! And then once you've launched, you go all the way to INS4. You roll out into INS4. And then you get up, you pick up the skateboard, and then you put it into the mini path in the wall, and then you do the same thing except you just crawl in by yourself. That one, it's a lot easier to do by yourself because it's closer to the ground. So you can just like push yourself off the ground. I think the ceiling of INS4, you can't even stand up in it. So it's really close to the ground, so you can just scooch on in there. You don't have to actually have someone lift your feet up. Because it's like far enough above the ground. You know what I'm saying. So then you go in there, and I've never attempted to do that, but I'm sure it's possible. It'd probably be super easy, in fact. Then you go in the INS4 mini path. Now you're entering Sector 5. Shortly down that path should be INS5, where you roll out. You got to wheel yourself into INS5, and then see that there's 3 things that way. So if I were to go to INS4 and then go in the mini path to INS5, this is what I would see. I would come out that pipe there, and then I would go in here to INS5, see that there's 1, 2, and 3 pipes. Now this is farther than we've ever been, actually, by a whole sector. Then once you're in INS5, then you'd go into the next ones, which there's 3. And then if you go in the front one, then you go to INS6. And then you come out into INS6, which that one is even farther from the ground. So then we would have to find a way to get out into INS5. I don't know how we're gonna freaking do that. Cause it'd be like me coming out into INS4, except the ground would be like a couple feet lower and the pipe is just in the wall. So if I'm going head first, maybe I should go head first into INS4, get up into INS4, and then turn around and go back to INS5 so that I can jump out and then land on my feet from the pipe in the wall. That would still be freaking hard because you'd have to get some speed. And I've never been in that pipe, so I don't know what that's like in there. It's probably similar to the other ones, and it's like a closer room. It's like pretty much like you wouldn't even. That one's super thin because it's the one in the curb. It's like that width, but it like narrows down. Like here's the road, here's the curb. It like narrows down, and then here's the path. Here's INS5. And then you'd come in here and it's like water and mud at the bottom. So the floor could even be a foot deeper than that. But just what we saw, it was like at least a meter from the path that you'd be coming from INS5. So even if you were to just dive into INS6 face first, you would hit the far wall of it before the skateboard would even have enough clearance to actually let you fall on your face into the freaking mud. But then coming back, I don't know how in the world you would do that. But that's to the point where we haven't even, like, we've never been past INS4 below ground. We've been to INS6 above ground, but going in that one, we have no idea where that goes. We haven't even seen it above ground, let alone below ground, because we've seen above ground now at this point farther than below ground. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the farthest. That is how to get from the very beginning to the farthest that we've ever seen. That is our guide to doing that through all of the experience that we've had with this thing. Someone's texting me. In Operation INS4, we did that, except we stopped at INS4 and I got up into it, but I didn't move the skateboard into the INS4 mini path or Sector 5, which would lead you to INS5. So that was Operation INS4. Operation INS5 would just be that exact same thing, except instead of stopping at INS4 and going back, we keep going and we do pretty much what I've said. You just keep. We're getting to a point where all the intersections are closer together. Once you get to INS4 and the sectors are way smaller, that means. So it's just gonna be a rinse and repeat of just getting out into the intersection, picking up the skateboard, putting it in the new mini path, and then going to the next one, and then going to the next intersection, somehow getting out into that, and then putting the skateboard in, and then climbing into that one. Just hopping from intersection to intersection, dude. Just crazy, just zooming through this thing, dude. We're like speed runners. That's literally what we are. We have the whole thing memorized. This is literally the Maze Runner. So guys, the reason that I just explained that whole thing is so that you know what we had to do just to get me to physically be at INS4. Just what we had to do. We had to have all this stuff just to let me get there. It's so far. And that's the reason that I'm explaining this, is so you know what we do to make this series for you guys. And if that was all confusing with a bunch of INS things and stuff, then this is gonna cut to a mapping segment.